Okay. Welcome everybody. So we're gonna move on to week three of your art and motion project. Okay, so this is for photography, computer graphics, and art one. Okay, so moving on to expectations for your art medium this week. So, pretty much this week is like the final week that we'll work on your project. So, for example, drawing, painting, digital art, you're basically making your final touches and finishing up your artwork. So, basically this is you either coloring, shading, refining, adding details to your work of art. And do make sure to look over the comments and feedback that I leave you with this week. And if you didn't get a chance to check the comments and feedbacks from last week, take a look at it. But basically, you're just taking your work to completion. For those of you that are doing photography, at this point now, you shouldn't need to take any more photos if you took photos this week. If you took like additional ones, I want you to focus on just editing your two or three strongest photos. So all the photos that you've taken from week one, and if you took some week two, just start to edit your best photos. Okay, and in clay and sculpture, you're just finishing up the 3D piece. I'm not sure like what you need to do to finish your project. Whether it's adding details or just completing the work. But you guys probably know better than me since I don't really teach those two subject areas. Okay, so just things to keep in mind of for this week. Again, it's just completing the project, and if you don't complete it, you're not going to lose any points. So just remember, I didn't really give you guys a rubric. I didn't, consider this as like a big project grade that typically we would do in your art or photography classes. So, um, there's not any like strict things I'm looking for with this project. Just spend at least 30 or 40 minutes this week and just submit your work. Just make sure to take a photo of your work or upload your digital art as a JPEG, and just email me if you have any questions. Also, real important, if you feel like you're completely done with your work, just wait for the feedback on the weekend that I give you. It might be just like one or two small things to do to complete it, but it's just like one of those things. So I want you guys like treat each of these weeks that we work on the project as kind of like one day that we're in the actual classroom working on something. So technically we're only spending about like 3 class periods to work on this project, this assignment. So just wait for feedback though on that. Okay, and then if you guys are like wondering like what I did with mine, this is what I did for like week three. So like my picture, I added lights and darks. I did shadows. I was really thinking about like the lighting. So the light was coming from the ambient light of the watch, and the lighting affects the rest of the picture. When I do like this dark cloudy background and kind of like with this sun covering the sky. I might actually do some like sun rays coming out this way. But this is like what I got done for week three. And obviously I could add more details to the eyes, add more details to these things in the sky too. So it's not like a completely finished drawing though, but I'm like happy with the direction that I took the drawing. And we will be moving on to something new next week. So even though I didn't finish this, maybe I might want to go back and complete the assignment. But I was actually just happy with what I have here, even though I didn't really finish it. Again, this project's mainly about just like conveying a message and kind of expressing your art. Expressing your art in a or expressing your emotions in a visual way. So again, it's just real important though that it doesn't have to be uh, the finished product doesn't have to be completed, so you won't lose any points on that. Okay, so yeah, those of you that are editing photos or your photography in Photoshop, I know some of you guys may have issues or trouble with getting Photoshop to work on your computers, especially if you borrowed a Chromebook from the school. It might have like difficulty with installing the program. So there is a web-based version of Photoshop called Photopia. And I'm gonna leave a link of this. Oops. I'm gonna leave a link on this on the assignment so you can go like directly link. But this is basically a web-based version of Photoshop. Same Photoshop though with less options. So just a pretty quick, easy demonstration. I'm just gonna type in Photopia on here. So you're gonna go on this website. Basically, it's just gonna leave you on this browser here. You'll open from the computer. So real important, you will have to do this on a computer. I don't know if you can do this on the phone. They might have an app for it, but I'm gonna open it from computer. Look for a photo upload, and once you upload your photo, it's on there. So these like the interface is very very similar to Photoshop, but obviously there are some options that don't work, or there's less options to work with. So you can do simple things like using the crop tool. You can use this to crop your picture. Again, this look a little bit differently though, but this box I'm making here, this is where I can crop it. Hit the check mark to crop it. Now there's no adjustments panel in this program, just like we typically use an adjustments panel in the Photoshop. So the way you're gonna adjust the lighting, though, is you're going to image adjustments. You can do brightness and contrast. So this will help to brighten up the picture, brighten up the contrast. You can darken it too if it's too bright. Preview. Same way as Photoshop, you can just click on the preview to see the changes. Click OK. So one thing about the things you do though, it's it's kind of like permanent. You can't really delete the layer like in Photoshop. You can do brightness and contrast. Color balance is another one that we use, so you can adjust the color slightly a little bit in the picture. So you can give it like more of a blue reddish tone depending on like what you want to do. And what else? And usually that's all we really mess around with. So you can just do some like very very basic editing in the photos. You can't really do anything like crazy like what we usually do in Photoshop. But you can kind of experiment and play around with the tools for this program, and then you just see your work. Just export it as a JPEG. So I'm export this as a JPEG. Leave your quality at 100. Save as a JPEG. Save, and this should save your work in your downloads folder. So this is like the finished photo once I'm done. So a really easy program to use. But again, it's just for like very, very basic editing. So I'm gonna leave a link for that, and you can use Photopia or Photoshop depending on whichever one you can use. Okay, now if you are done with your artwork, I'm gonna give you guys an alternative assignment to work on. This isn't gonna be required. This is only if you're like finished with everything, and I approve that you're finished with it over the weekend because I'm gonna leave you guys comments, feedbacks on your work of art on on Google Classroom. So if you're completely done with your work, you can work on this assignment, and this is kind of like leaving a mark. So leaving my mark, discuss how we leave, we each leave a mark on the world. Inside each shoe print, write or draw what you wish your mark to be. Okay, so this is like a very, very vague assignment, but basically the idea of like leaving a mark though is, kind of like what you want to do in the future for yourself, for the world, kind of like like what you want to like benefit for the overall world. So leaving a mark, that could be like things you can do in the future to contribute to society. There's a lot of people that are become nurses, doctors to save people's lives. Other people become lawyers to protect the innocent people from being arrested. There's a lot of different things you can do to kind of contribute or leave your mark in the world. Or so also being helpful, support of your family. It's kind of like different from person to person, but basically you can do a drawing, you can do writing too within these two shoe marks. So what I did for my example, I'm gonna open up Photoshop again. This is what I did for mine. So I was doing it a little bit closer on mine. One of them I did was a shoe mark for a family. So, I'm being a supporting father, caring and love. And, these are like, it's like a little sketch I did or a little drawing I did of my family, my daughter, son, and my wife. So, that's one mark I want to leave that's real important to me for my family. And then the other one is, teach art. So, I want to continue to teach art, and I want to make art important for everybody, even like for people that don't think it's important. Obviously, for people that want to do a future career and enjoy the arts, that's something I always want to keep doing. So I kind of did two different examples here. So you can go like detail with the drawings, or if you want, you can go a little bit more symbolic. So like with art, I drew some brushes here, pencils, a camera here, some splotches of color. So you can be like, a little bit more symbolic with your drawings, or, if you want to go a little bit more detail, a little bit more, figurative, because I usually like drawing people. It's up to you, like which way you want to go with. But, just make sure you do like two different drawings for each of those um, footprints, kind of like, what was in this worksheet. And again, when you guys do your drawings, okay, and I haven't really seen any issues with this stuff, but just make sure to use as much of the white space as you can. That way you can fit your drawing within the two shoe or footprints. Okay, but otherwise, yeah, that's going to be the work for week 3. Again, you're going to just submit your final final project for your art emotions. I'm gonna give you guys feedback from week 2. Just check for feedback. Just like last week, I'm just checking on Monday. I usually do it over Saturday and Sunday. I give feedback on your work, and then if you get done, you can work on this leaving my mark worksheet. All right. Okay, and have a good week, everybody. Seniors, I know you guys probably aren't watching this video though, but yeah, you guys are done for the year. All right, take care, everybody. Stay safe.